What's up, guys? Mason the Brock Henderson here, and this is NCIS Season 17, Episode 19, Blarney. So, pretty good episode, especially considering it's revolved around two of my least favorite characters on the show right now, Jimmy and Casey. But no, they really did a good job of holding their own. I really feel like they need to stop having Casey be kind of the awkward comic relief, because I just feel like that's been my problem with her, is that she's so focused on doing that side of things, that kind of like, ooh, hey, I'm so quirky and awkward and oh gosh, I just don't know. But in this episode, she really got a chance to break outside of that a little bit, and Jimmy did too, honestly. Like, he really got a chance to take it down a few notches, and he's already shown he has the capabilities of doing that several times throughout the years. So yeah, I really appreciated the fact that they both got to be a lot more serious in this episode. The only scene that I think just kind of made me roll my eyes and go, what stupidity is that, is the scene where they stand up to the people before the diamond heist, and everybody just starts clapping for them. I'm like, okay, that doesn't happen. If that's happened in real life, please let me know. That's never happened. I'm calling it now. Nobody has stood up to people who are being assholes in a restaurant, and the rest of the restaurant was just like, bravo. No, most people are just like so absorbed in their own conversation, or they start talking about, did you see that? Nobody is sitting there applauding somebody who said something and then kind of quietly backed off as the people got up in their face and just like, oh yeah, you want to say something? That was stupid. So, but everything past that was really enjoyable. I mean, it wasn't the most complex episode. There wasn't a lot of moving pieces. It was fairly simplistic. Just simple diamond heist gone wrong, guys get shot, and then it's just a matter of a hostage situation that Jimmy and Casey are trying to navigate from the inside, while Gibbs and the team get information from the outside and try to figure out how they can get at this guy and take him down. So yeah, it was solid, especially considering there wasn't a whole lot of intricacies to it. I was expecting there to be maybe a bit more of the team figuring out how to deal with them. Sloan trying to analyze what they're thinking and trying to get inside their heads, maybe. But ultimately, what it ended up being, Jimmy kind of trying to navigate the situation, trying to help the guy, but still playing coy, still trying to get information to Gibbs on the outside, and then Casey, of course, playing with their mind a little bit, a little bit of suggestion, putting the eye droplets in the water to make them feel like they're sick to their stomach. It was very, very well done. So, yeah, all in all, a really good episode. I honestly can't think of really anything else to say because it was good. It wasn't super fantastic or anything, but it was good, and especially, like I said before, both of these two I feel like needed to have this episode where I could respect them a bit more, and I could say, okay, they've been frustrating this season. They've had a lot of episodes where I thought both of them had said something or done something stupid, but they got a good episode in, so I appreciate it for that. But with that being said, that's all I have for this one, so on to the finale. I'll see you there. And now, episode 20, the season finale, the Arizona. So, this was a good episode. I'm not gonna, not gonna take anything away from what was shown. It was good. It was emotional. I thought they did a good job. Christopher Lloyd, as always, phenomenal actor. And yeah, I mean, overall, it was good. Here's the thing, though. Kind of similar to that one episode where they really push their moral hard about vets who get left behind, and basically, a lot of vets end up homeless because they're not taken care of and all that. Good message. For this episode, good message. All these remembering what happened, all these people that suffered, all the awful things that happened in our past, and all these people that fought to keep us basically free. Very good message. However, I watched this show because it's supposed to be kind of a crime show. And yes, I get that it's NCIS, so technically they are basically investigators for the Navy, so they are connected to our military. Still, though, there's a lot about this show. If you wanted to make that one of the episodes, that's perfectly fine. But to make it your season finale, and it doesn't really tie into anything else that's been happening this season, and none of the stories that have been built up and talked about are even referenced, kind of feel like from a narrative standpoint, oh goodness, excuse me, kind of feeling from a narrative standpoint didn't really give me what I was looking for. So it's kind of one of those difficult things where if you were looking at this from a is it a good episode, is it, if you hold it out of context and say is this good, it is. And I think the writing was solid, I think the acting was solid, I enjoyed it. But when you look at it in context of what the show is and what the stories that have been building up this season have been, kind of feel like they just sort of ignored everything that happened in the past. And we've just sort of completely done our own thing for one episode and ignored everything else that happened. So I don't know. It felt sort of weird that they would just suddenly take a break from everything for the season finale. Not, I might expect this maybe leading up to the season finale, like the penultimate episode. Maybe you just have this really emotional and powerful episode talking about the survivors of what happened at Pearl Harbor. Yeah, that would be a good episode. But for a season finale, I want to see, we've been building up for Sloane and her daughter. We've been seeing them go through this arc of finally getting to know each other. Maybe something can happen there. Bishop and Torres, they've been building up their romance all season. Nothing happened there. McGee, he's not really been dealing with much. Gibbs, though, dealing with what happened with Fornell's daughter at the end of last season. We saw an episode where he disappeared, supposedly to deal with that, because she was, I guess, out of rehab. McGee, at one point during the season, brought him some information about this drug ring that she apparently got caught up in and she bought drugs from. None of that. There was nothing talked about in this final episode, just what this was, which was honoring those people that fought and died. That's basically it. And it's difficult because it's not like I want to diminish that. I don't want to take away from that. But because of what I expect out of the show, what I expect out of the season finales, I kind of wanted something a bit more narrative to what's going on with the characters and all of that. Not a pause to look at something else entirely. So, I enjoyed it. I'm not going to say that I didn't enjoy it because it was good. But, yeah, it was just a little frustrating that we couldn't deal with any of the other narratives that have been built up for this season. Even no mention of, Ziva or what's going on with her and Tony, but it is what it is. Trying to think if there's anything. It was a little convoluted, like getting to where they were, because the whole he steals a Purple Heart because he wants his ashes buried on the Arizona. Like, I get why it all happened, but it was sort of convoluted way of getting to this point. Like, did he really feel the need to steal something and basically blackmail them to do it? Well, he was old. He was getting maybe a little senile. Maybe that's just he thought that's the only way that I'm gonna make this happen is to take these drastic measures. Who knows? But once we started to find out more, once things started getting going as far as like trying to get more information about him, trying to get more about his backstory as well and what happened, I feel like that's where things really started kicking off and actually started bringing more of the emotions as well. I did think it was a little contrived to have everybody on the team in the room, like watching whenever he basically recounts everything that happened on the Arizona to him. It was so contrived. Like there's no reason why everybody would be there. Like, it would make sense if Vance is there, Sloane is there, if McGee, Torres, and Bishop, one of them or all of them showed up. It would make sense because he's interrogating him, he's trying to get info. But there's no reason why Jimmy and Casey would take a break from their work to come watch. And as soon as he started telling the story, they started cutting to the people in the room and like them reacting to hearing what happened. I'm like, okay, this is just trying to force an emotion out of me, which makes me hate this scene now. I didn't hate it, but it definitely, it took it from being a great scene. Like, we could have really focused on watching Gibbs like take in what was being said, watching Vance take in what was being said because he was kind of a skeptic to the whole thing, and then of course watching Christopher Lloyd act with those sound effects added in because I thought that was a nice touch. But as soon as you've got the whole team in there and you're cutting to everybody's reaction and, oh, isn't this so powerful? Look at how sad everybody is. I was just, okay, you're trying to make me think this is how you should be feeling you should be feeling this way. And as soon as you do that, you take me out of the scene. So I thought that was the only really dumb thing in the episode. Everything else I thought was perfectly fine. Um, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. The whole thing with McGee, I don't really get it. It was just sort of in there. He's getting all these calls, and then, oh, it's apparently this party, and the person who made the mistake and put his number down felt so bad she invited him to the party. I'm like, okay, I don't get it. What was the point of this whole story? Um, so yeah, I felt like that was just a very much a we want to throw in some jokes of McGee getting all these calls and him getting upset about it, and that was about it. But yeah. So as far as this season as a whole, obviously I was not a fan of season 17 in general. Just a lot of dumb writing decisions, a lot of dumb character moments. Casey still is not completely grown on me. She did have, one good episode at least here at the end. But for the most part, she's just still not a very well written character, and the acting is still kind of generic, quirky, awkward character that we've seen 100 times done to death. And if you don't do it right, if you don't have a certain charm about that quirky awkwardness, it just doesn't work out very well, and you kind of get annoying to watch. Everybody else, again, I'm not a big fan of the the Bishop Torres romance that they're building. So having to deal with that throughout the season, and the fact that are they going to do it? Are they not going to do it? Oh, Torres has somebody, so does Ellie. Now they don't have somebody, neither does Ellie. Just all of that was really dumb. Sloane and her daughter, I like that story fine. How they're growing and how we're seeing them come together more. I thought it was well done, and I hope to see more of that next season. And then outside of that, wasn't a whole lot else to talk about. The Siva stuff was okay, but could have been better. Could have given us more time with it. Could have built up these stories more. Could have had Tony involved, but obviously, I'm guessing Michael Weatherly just doesn't plan to come back ever, even for a small little cameo. So yeah, that's about all of my thoughts on season 17. I am going to jump right into season 18 just so I can go ahead and get that one knocked out. And then I know season 19, I think, is just now finishing up, if I'm not mistaken, or is close to. I know they're on season 19 currently, and then I know they've been renewed for season 20 as well, because for some reason the show just won't die. So I don't know. I am kind of at a point where the show can end. It's run a long course. They've done a lot of stuff with it. This show can come to an end sometime soon, please. Don't ruin this show any more than you already have. You've already taken it a lot of the fun and the enjoyment and killed it this season, so we'll see what happens in season 18, but that's it for this. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. What were your thoughts on these final 2 episodes and on season 17 as a whole? Let me know. We can talk about and discuss all the good stuff. Leave a like and subscribe for future NCIS reviews, and I'll see you guys at the next season. Peace out.